This team is continuing to make me scratch my head every single night because they win two series against the Yankees. They're 4-2 against them, but everybody else they just can't play well. Blue Jays lose this one 7-5 to the Kansas City Royals and drop to 6-7 on the year. The Kansas City Royals at one point were up 7-0. The Blue Jays crawled back, made it 7-5. Had a chance late in the ball game, but Bo Bichette pops out. Vladdy strikes out to end the game. There are so many things you can dissect from this game today. That Anthony Kay got the start, got called up from the alternate site, and he went out there and wasn't very good. Tanner Roark went out after him, and he wasn't terrible. But I've said it countless times in these videos, and I will continue to reiterate it. The Blue Jays pitching staff, at least the starting pitching, has to give this team a couple scoreless innings to start. Get the offense in the mojo, get them cooking a little bit. Because it took the Blue Jays until the 6th inning to score today, but by that time, you were already down 7-0. Bottom of the 1st inning, Andrew Benintendi hits an RBI double. It's 1-0. Well, that's okay. It's only one run. But then at the bottom of the 3rd, Lopez triples. But then Merrifield scores, or was it Lopez scores on an error? I don't know what happened. All I know is that they scored a bunch of runs. And then you go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Now, this is not in order, but I'm just going to run through this. Merrifield reaches on the error. 2 RBIs come in. Alberto doubles, 1 RBI. Dozier doubles, 1 RBI. And like that, it's 7-0. And it's the bottom of the 4th. The Jays have not had any offense going to this point, but every inning except for the 2nd, you've given up runs. How can your offense get in any sort of groove that way? It just can't. But then the Blue Jays start to crawl back into this one. Top of the 6th inning, Joe Panik comes in for Kevin Biggio because he leaves the game having a rough time defensively at third base. We've been talking about it all year long, how defensively, he's looked a little shaky at third, and offensively it's kind of, there as well. And tonight was just kind of the end-all and be-all. He leaves the game with the ball hitting his bare hand, but it was definitely a catchable ball at third. He just whiffs on it and it hits his bare hand. He leaves the game. Joe Panik comes in. And Panik gets a 2-run double, scoring Vladdy and Bo in the top of the 6th to make it a 7-2 ball game. Then, I don't know if it was a couple batters later, but Rowdy Tellez then singles. Panik comes in to score. Okay, 7-3 ball game. Couple batters later, Palacios hits a sacrifice fly. It's 7-4 in the top of the 6th inning. You got some runs now. Top of the 7th inning, Jays got the leadoff base runner. Marcus Semien gets on, but then Bo Bichette grounds into a double play, and in my opinion, that right there was the turning point in this ball game, because the next batter, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you could say he crushed the ball, he plastered the ball, he destroyed the ball, but any of those words are not enough to describe what Vladdy did to that baseball. He hit a 465 feet, 112 mile an hour off the bat, drills it to center and deep and gone, but it was a solo shot. You cut it to 7-5, but let's say Bo gets on, or even just gets out. And Vladdy hits a 2-run bomb. Hey, it's a 1-run ball game. You're right there. But instead, it's a 2-run ball game, and the Blue Jays have that chance in the top half of the 9th inning, but Bo pops it up in the infield, and as much as I want to yell at the umpire for that one absolutely, it was Angel Hernandez-esque garbage, that strike call on Vladdy in the 9th inning, but in the end, the Blue Jays put themselves in this situation, so you can't get too angry. Was it a horrendous call? Could it have changed the game if he called it correctly? Of course it would. Of course it might have, but we'll never know. And that's why I can't sit here and yell at the umpire, because the Blue Jays were down 7-0. If it was a 2-2 ball game or a 2-1 ball game or a 3-2 ball game and that stuff happened, yeah, I'd be angry. But in the 4th inning, the Jays were down 7-0. The umpire can't do squat about that. It was bad pitches, horrendous defense, and it was just a bad game all around. For the first, 5-6 innings of this game. And then in the top of the 6th to the rest of the ball game, they played well. But you just can't do that. You got to play a full 9. You got to get good starting pitching, and that's been something the Blue Jays have not gotten a lot of this year, other than Hyunjin Ryu, the 1 start from Robbie Ray, the couple from Steven Matz. You really haven't got a whole lot of start. I could be missing one guy who had a pretty good start, but Zoik had one good start against the Yankees, but other than that, you really haven't got anything out of your starting rotation. The bullpen's been pretty solid for the most part. Roark was even good out of the pen today. We'll get to the numbers in a second, but overall, the starting pitching's got to be better. And Steven Matz is on the mound tomorrow, so hopefully we get a good start out of him. But let's get to these numbers from the players. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. continues to absolutely torch the baseball. 3 for 5 in the game. Has 2 runs scored. Obviously has the home run and the RBI on that one absolute mammoth shot from Vladdy. But in the end, he's always, no matter if he hit 3 for 5 and hit that shot, you know which one? You know what at bat's going to be in his mind? That final one. Because yes, it was a bad call, but 2 pitches later, he swung at one in the dirt. Not what he's done all year long. And people get mad and say, well, the umpire is you got to swing at anything. That was not even close. If you're Vladdy, you want that pitch back, of course. But hey, you win some, you lose some. As I've mentioned quite a few times, no team has run away with this division yet. Yeah, the Red Sox are playing well. I think they had a doubleheader today. And the Orioles had the doubleheader and lost twice. But the Red Sox lost today, so they're human. They're there. They won 9 straight. They're not going to do that every game this year. They're bound to come back down to earth. The Yankees are bound to get better. The Orioles are bound to get worse. The Rays are bound to get better, and the Blue Jays are bound to get better. It is literally 13 games into the season, and this Jays team cannot stay healthy. I forgot, obviously, Biggio leaves the game today with an injury. Stripling goes on the IL. Who else went on the IL? It was somebody else who went on the IL. You guys can let me know in the comments. There was one other guy who went on the IL today. It just feels like it's a just ridiculous list this team has right now. Jordan Romano, goes on the IL today. Literally everybody on this Jays team is going on the injured list right now, and it's crazy. You get a couple good news with guys like Springer and Pearson throwing, and Springer's in the cage, and you get Robbie Ray back, but then you're like, bang, 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 here's some more injuries, right? And it's just like, holy smokes, and Teo gets COVID, and it's just a complete disaster. But anyways, a couple of guys who have been ice cold for the majority of this season. We've been talking about what's wrong with these guys. They were really, them and Vladdy were the only good players tonight. Gurriel went 2 for 3 in the ballgame today, had a run scored, made that great diving catch. I think it was in the 7th inning in left field. It was a beautiful diving catch for him. And Rowdy Tellez goes 2 for 4 in the game today, has an RBI, has hits in 4 straight games since he got his first one. So he's playing a lot better. But let's get to the pitching, because this is the big problem. Anthony Kay went in 3 1/3. He allowed 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them were earned, and 3 strikeouts. It's just not good enough. I've had high hopes for Anthony Kay, obviously getting him in the Stroman deal and seeing him come out of the pen last year and do really well. And even the couple starts he had back in 2019 where he was all right, but you saw the potential. Today he was not very good. A lot of meatballs, a lot of good hitting, a lot of good pitches to hit, and they didn't miss. That team can hit. You got to pitch better. And Tanner Roark went 2 2/3, allowed 1 hit, walked the batter, gave up 2 runs, but they were both unearned runs. And again, when you go 2 2/3, allowed 1 hit and 1 walk, and have a couple strikeouts, Tanner Roark had a pretty good outing there today. And Joel Payamps was fantastic out of the pen. I don't think he's given up a run this year. He's just been great. He's been sound out of the pen. Obviously, being sent up and down from the taxi squad is kind of tough for him. But you went out there today. 2 innings, 2 hits, didn't walk a batter, didn't give up any runs. A great job for Payamps. And just the Blue Jays got to be better. They need a good start from Steven Matz tomorrow. Bullpen-wise, you're not depleted, but injury-wise, you're definitely depleted. No Merriweather, no Romano. You probably still don't have David Phelps. I know I'm missing other guys, but those 3 guys are like kind of your key dudes at the end of the pen. So do you throw Tim Mays out there in a setup situation, a Dolis to close? Like, is that really where we're at this point? It seems to be. Steven Matz on the mound tomorrow needs to give this team some zeros. Like I've always said, guys, keep an eye on tomorrow, the early goings of this ball game. If Steven Matz gives us 2 or 3 scoreless innings, see what the offense does in those first 3. They might score 3 or 4 runs and give you a lead. If Matz puts up some zeros, we'll have to see. It's Steven Matz and Mike Minor. That's the pitching matchup there tomorrow night. It's an 8-10 first pitch at Kauffman Stadium, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the game today if you're a Jays fan, but if you're a Royals fan and we're sweating for most of it, but loved the finish to this game, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game today? Let me know in the comments. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. And I will talk to you guys. Raptors edition tomorrow. They're taking on the Orlando Magic. I think the 7 or 7:30 tip-off there at Amalie Arena. And as for the Leafs, we don't know who the heck they're playing next and when the heck they're playing next, because Vancouver is taking their time to get their guys ready, as they should. But the Leafs were supposed to play them Saturday and Monday. They're not playing Saturday. So who knows if they're playing Monday? We'll have to wait and see how that plays out for the Buds. But as for the Blue Jays, Game 2, as I've mentioned, of this 4-game set against the Kansas City Royals goes tomorrow night at Kauffman Stadium, 8:10 first pitch. Steven Matz, Mike Minor is the pitching matchup, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll talk to you guys then.